Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
You tell me your name, I'll tell you mine.
I don't think so.
What's that noise?
Popcorn.
You making popcorn?
Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Really? What?
Oh, just some scary movie.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
You never told me your name.
Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
Scares you. Traps you. Fear.
Don't trust anyone. Ever.
Feels good to get things out in the open and scream about them. It is a film about a group of kids that all love scary movies, who are then put in a situation where they are being preyed on by an anonymous killer. They find themselves unwillingly sometimes in those very cliche situations they sort of thought were so clever and fun to watch when they're watching scary movies.
Hello?
Hello, Sydney. You like scary movies?
What's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a scary movie. Number one, you can never have sex. Sex equals death.
Don't have sex, you die. That would pretty much be Wes Craven's message to the youth of America. Abstinence, key.
Never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back.
It goes from being sort of funny as you recognize classic film situations to terrifying when you see that it's really happening, and kind of baffling and intriguing because all of these things become sort of woven up in a single net of who is the killer, and which is it's kind of an impenetrable mystery, as it turns out in this film.
The police are always off track. If they'd watch Prom Night, they'd save time. There's a formula to it. A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.
The first 30 pages of the script were probably like the most exciting 30 pages that I'd ever read.
I freaked out, and I put it down. And then I fished the next day during the light.
So, who are you?
The question isn't who am I? The question is where am I?
So, where are you?
Your front porch.
Why would you be calling from my front porch?
That's the original part.
Oh, yeah? Well, I call your bluff.
Uncovering the dark side of yourself and confronting it and chasing it away. That's what the movie's been about to me.
I was definitely dealing with a lot of depth in the character. When you try and find those levels, when you find a character, you don't want to just go with what's on the page. I do a lot of fighting with a couple of the characters in the film.
Jeez. Nice shot.
Right. Like that?
Man, that was a good punch.
Nev, you nailed it.
Looks like we've got a serial killer on our hands.
Well, serial killer's not really accurate. Gotta knock off a couple more to get that title.
Well, we can hope, can't we?
I've always been a Wes Craven fan. I'm scared of him.
Wes Craven was sitting in the lobby of Miramax, and I recognized, as soon as I got off the elevator, I was like, that's Wes Craven, that's Wes Craven. I had someone come up and they said, Wes, Kevin, Wes. And he went, Kevin Williamson? I said, yeah. He goes, I read your script. It was really scary. And I thought, I can lay down and die.
Well, it was funny because, I mean, my name's even mentioned.
The killer's still out there?
Don't go there, Sid. You're starting to sound like some Wes Carpenter flick or something.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Is that the one where the guy had knives for fingers?
Yeah, Freddy Krueger.
Freddy, that's right. I like that movie. It was scary.
Wow, well, the first one was, but the rest sucked.
I kind of wanted to take that out, I did not write that line.
With the amalgamation of Kevin's script and Wes's direction, I knew you couldn't go wrong, because Wes would bring Kevin's brilliance to life in the most graceful way.
It's like, you're a junkie. You want that, you want that scary feeling. And a lot of people, it's like a drug. You want more.
You want to go into a dark theater, have the lights turn out, and just there's something about being scared out of your wits that has always appealed to me, and I think it appeals to everybody.
They go to scary movies because they already have certain fears, and the movie brings it out in a way that's fun because you know you're not going to be hurt. Something has been exercised, some terrible tension has been relieved momentarily, and so it performs some sort of arcane service to the psyche.
Ready, Ann? Action!
You're not scared, are you?
It is a film about a group of kids that all love scary movies and know every cliche involved with a scary movie, who are then put in a situation where they are being preyed on by an anonymous killer who is using all of those cliche situations to bring about their own demises, one by one. And they find themselves unwillingly sometimes in those very cliche situations they sort of thought were so clever and fun to watch when they're watching scary movies. They kind of address fears that you already have. I don't think people like to be scared, so that's not why they go to scary movies. They go to scary movies because they already have certain fears, and the movie brings it out in a way that's fun because you know you're not going to be hurt. You know probably that the person that you're most identifying with, the hero or heroine, is going to survive and probably triumph. So, and you go with friends. So you come out sort of laughing and exhilarated and happy, and beyond that, it's a mystery. But I just know that audiences coming out of really scary films, the scarier their film are, the happier they seem to be. You just come out bubbling and giggling and a buzz, and it's a strange thing. I can't, beyond that, I can't explain. Something has been exercised, some terrible tension has been relieved momentarily, and so it performs some sort of arcane service to the psyche. It's not a matter of gore, really. Does the film somehow stretch your mind? Does it get into areas of the psyche that haven't been really explored before? Because that sort of recognition of things that have not been dragged out into the sunlight yet is as we were saying before, is somehow exhilarating. And Nev turned out to be incredibly resourceful, both as an actress and just as a physical human being. So there's a tremendous amount of running, jumping, climbing, falling, fight scenes, an incredible amount of scenes of very, very high emotion, terror and grief and everything else, and just does a terrific job. And you begin to realize this woman is a real powerhouse. I mean, she's really an actress to be reckoned with. Her character called for developing to somebody that you really care about and that turns out to have a really warm and real side to her. And she really portrayed that beautifully. I just think that everybody that's seen it says, oh, Courtney really comes through on this one, and I totally agree. He has just really strong qualities of sort of danger, sensuousness, intelligence, and as an actor has an ability to portray that sort of ambivalence, that sort of shadowy figure that you can't quite pin down. That was really important for his character, who falls under all sorts of suspicions in this movie.
It's really about how youth today are desensitized to violence and how the media and how television and how film affects that, and affects our view on violence and sort of causes us to be numb to it. Wes was unbelievable. I think he's by far one of the best acting directors I've ever worked with. I do a lot of fighting with a couple of the characters in the film and rolling around and smashing people over the head and falling and things like that, hanging outside a window, which was fun, from a roof, except that they had this mattress under me, and I felt so lame because when the stunt woman came out and they took the mattress away, and I was like, come on, let me try it. But I said, absolutely not.
The first 30 pages of the script were probably the most exciting 30 pages that I'd ever read. Just action-packed, so much stuff going on, and just seeing Drew Barrymore in my head as I read it, I just thought it was great. Play a girl named Gail Weathers, who is a very strong-willed, I guess manipulative woman who just wants to make it. And she wants to be the best and the biggest at what she does, which is she's a newscaster.
And Wes's direction, I knew you couldn't go wrong, because Wes would bring Kevin's brilliance to life in the most graceful way. Casey's demeanor was, you know, sort of very relaxed. You know, she's barefoot, you know, and I remember that day I came up with that. You know, Wes and I would have dinner every week, and, you know, for 4 months, and we really got to know each other because it was really important for me to have a strong relationship with him and to have that trust so that I could look him in the eye and, you know, tell him my secrets of how to get me to that emotional level, and just rely on him, because I really needed him for this kind of a performance that you have to do, because this is real acting. You know, to act sheer terror, crying your eyes out, hyperventilating, the whole 9 yards. I mean, this is, you know, it's a hard job. I think people go to scary movies because it is thrilling and exciting, and it indulges in all of our, you know, perversities and voyeuristic, you know, qualities of wanting to watch strange things happening. And this is a productive and healthy way to exercise those demons. Let's cut it off right there.